Is life kind of feeling a little blah, maybe a little mundane? It's the same old day after day, and you just can't wait for the weekend? Or maybe at this point you're thinking, can't wait for the holidays to get here. Or gosh, you're just desperate for a trip anywhere, just something different. Well, it may be time to shake things up. It may be time that you, my friend, get yourself out of your comfort zone. And yes, I know that can be a little tough, especially when things are okay. I mean, they could be better, but they're okay. Why rock the boat? That can take so much energy. Sometimes it's just easier to just keep putting one foot in front of the other. But let's face it, life has far more to offer, and you probably have far more life that you want to live. So let's shake things up a bit. Let's create some change. Let's get out of that comfort zone. Stay with me, and I'll show you how to do just that. Welcome to Shift or Get Off the Pot, the podcast that helps you get out of your head and into action so you can make your dreams your reality. Let's get to it. You're probably familiar with the saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. In other words, mentally determined people take action when things become tough. And this is why we often hear that more people become millionaires during times of economic hardship than in times of economic stability. They step out of their comfort zone when things are shaken up or disrupted, and life isn't simply running on autopilot. Well, that comes as no surprise to psychologists, neuroscientists, personal development, and high performance coaches. They all agree that you don't achieve new results by operating at the same level you've always operated at, or by being the same person you've always been. Or as Dr. Joe Dispenza puts it, in order to step into a new future, you must first confront the parts of you that aren't willing to go there. The parts of you that are either hesitant or reluctant to change, especially when things seem to be okay. Why is it so difficult to change, though? You may know that if you want to make some changes in your life, or if you want to reach a different level or higher goals, that you have to establish some new routines. You have to establish some new habits and, in a sense, recreate yourself. But no one really talks about the amount of times that you will have to let a part of you go, a part of you that's no longer serving you, the dead weight, that part of you that keeps pulling you back to your familiar way of being, your habitual way of being. It doesn't sound like it would be that difficult. You would think that you could just say, I'm not getting the results I want. I'm so frustrated. You know what? I'm done. It's time to level up. It's time to make some changes. It's time to do something different. So you make your list and you have, okay, head down mode. I'm ready to go. But honestly, if you've ever tried, if you tried to just bam cold turkey it, you know that it's not that easy. And there's probably nothing more uncomfortable than staying in a comfort zone when you know that you are meant for more. It's easy to think about and visualize a future. But then acting on that, now that's really the harder part, isn't it? And usually that's because we aren't quite sure what actions to take to get us there. But then that brings up the question, why wouldn't we know what actions to take? There is so much information available to us. We can Google just about anything these days. So could it be that there's something else standing in our way? Success is just a process. The actions needed to take you to your desired results only become clear once you take a practical step towards your mental vision. So You may say, hey, I'm ready to change some things now. I want to change careers. Gosh, I have this idea. I'd love to start designing homes for a living. Maybe you start doing some research, or you talk to some people and get some advice, and they say, hey, start offering your services for free and then get some testimonials, get some referrals. Maybe you specialize in one area of the house first. Maybe you want to become a best-selling author. You've always had this dream of writing a book, but your current position has nothing to do with writing. So you Google it, you research, you talk to some people, and you think, okay, I'm going to start writing some articles for online publications. And it seems so simple, really, right? And you have a plan, you have the thought, you have the plan, but then taking that step, well, that's the part that just trips people up. They might have the vision, the intentions are there, but there's no real plan, or at best, it's a very vague plan. Why is that? Why? If you were to take a trip, you would probably have everything well researched and planned. You'd probably even know what activities you're doing. You probably have already put money down on those activities. You've probably rented the car, paid for the accommodations, done quite a bit of research. You've booked everything. You've made some concrete plans. So why is it so difficult when it comes to our life? Over the years, I have asked several groups of people this question. Entrepreneurs, psychologists, salespeople, CEOs, neuroscientists, and their answers have all come down to, it's just easier to follow a familiar or proven path. Life has challenges, and no one wants to experience discomfort. So the well-worn or the suggested path becomes the appealing path. And let's face it, change is hard. So we stay in the comfort zone, a place where we feel safe and secure, where there's no risk, no fear, no uncertainty. It's the mental state where we feel comfortable with our current situation. Even though we may want it to be different, we say we'd like it to be different, there's still a part of us that's not willing to step beyond that boundary. And this comfort zone can be different for everybody. It could be a current job that you're in, even though you have an idea for a business and you may have thought about it for a while. Maybe you've done some research, just like the example with becoming an interior designer or writing a book, becoming an author. Even though you've done some of the research and you have an idea, you just don't take the action. Maybe it's going to cost you too much time or money. Maybe it's a relationship that you're in and it's not that healthy as it currently is. But sometimes it just feels easier to just live with things the way they are, because the amount of effort and energy to change can just seem so overwhelming. Or it could just be a daily routine. Like you keep talking about giving up the 2 cups of coffee and starting morning walks, but for some reason, it's just so hard to get going. By the time we're adults, we have spent a great deal of our lives doing what we've been told to do. And those patterns of behavior become ingrained in our minds. It's no wonder we don't want to make the effort to change. It's almost like we have this battle within our own selves, because heck, no one wants to be told what to do. So our conscious mind is saying, hey, let's get going. Let's make some changes. Let's make some shifts. And our unconscious mind is saying, please leave me alone. Don't be telling me what to do. But staying in our comfort zone for too long, that just leads to complacency. We stop taking risks. We stop exploring new opportunities. We limit our potential. We become stagnant. In short, we stop living. Well, that is no fun to be around. You probably know some people like that. And psychologists say that the real reason we hesitate to push ourselves forward is simply due to a fear of some sort. Could be a fear of change, could be a fear of failure, could be a fear of the unknown. They're all intertwined and they're all manageable. Fear of change, a very generalized fear, usually gives rise to thoughts like, I don't know where to start. I don't know if I can do this by myself. Oh my gosh, this is going to require so much time to get going. I don't know if I can do it. So you start to come up with all the reasons why you can't take action. And they sound reasonable. So you procrastinate. and you keep things the way they are. Fear of failure, which is actually quite common, can stem from having past failures that now you've magnified. Even if they've had no bearing on your results, but you have played them over and over and over again in your mind, that they keep you in this holding pattern. It may be obvious to you, or you could just mask it, maybe behind perfectionism or busy work, busy but not productive work. Generally, a fear of failure is a lack of confidence in yourself and in your current abilities, or it could be insecurities. You're concerned with what others may think if you fail or make a mistake. So it's easier to stay in the comfort zone and avoid judgment or criticism. Fear of the unknown is probably the most obvious. This is where you may think, oh gosh, am I really ready to do this? Am I ready to disrupt my life? I mean, things are okay. Why take a chance? Why rock the boat? What if it creates problems? I really want this, but it might cause problems. And so we resist this change out of worry that life could be different. It could actually become better. It could mean that you become better off financially, but then our mind pulls us into, that might require more demands of me, more demands on my time. I don't know if I could do that. These are the games that our minds play to keep us from feeling discomfort. Stepping out of that zone, it can be tough. There's no doubt about it. But it's essential if you really want to reach a different level in your life. So if you just kind of feel like, things are blah, or just everything's just so mundane, or you're not getting the results you want, it might be time to stretch yourself. It might be time to challenge yourself, to shake things up. And there are several steps that you can take. Absolutely. Start by setting some new goals for yourself. Take a look at the goals that you currently have. Are they still important to you? Do they hold the same significance that they once did? Or are they just on your list because, I don't know, you might have said them over to yourself so many times that they're now ingrained in you, but you really don't care anymore? It might be time to have a heart-to-heart with yourself. Remember, we're always evolving. So maybe this isn't what's really of interest to you anymore. There's an incredible feeling when you can let things go and step into a new version of yourself. But if you keep hanging on to the same old stuff, you'll never really know what you can accomplish. Second, commit to trying something new every day. Did you know that psychologists say that even a small action, a small change, like driving a different route to work or to the store, or putting your left shoe on first before your right shoe or the other way around, that actually can help your mind to break a familiar pattern. So commit to trying something different. Tackle one by one every single month. It's going to help motivate you to step out into something different more often. Third, think about a new skill or maybe a hobby that you could start. Maybe this is the year that you learn how to ski or you take up pickleball. Maybe you can try a writing workshop or a painting workshop or cooking lessons. Fourth, face your fears head on. One of the very first episodes I did on this podcast was with a woman named Linda Sunshine West, a publisher who now owns a company, and a publishing company, who gave herself the challenge of facing one fear a day for 365 days, simply to get herself out of the comfort zone and to break the habit of being a people pleaser. And some of these were just small challenges, like going to dinner by herself or going to the movies by herself. But actions repeatedly taken, just like a muscle, they build over time. Finally, surround yourself with people who will challenge you to grow, who believe in you. When you start to realize that you have the ability to achieve your desired results, to get out of that comfort zone, it starts to help you to move forward and explore new opportunities. Everything in nature, everything has within it the seeds of something greater. The tiny acorn has within it the ability to become a mighty oak. The caterpillar has the ability to become a beautiful butterfly. In fact, did you know that if you were to look inside a caterpillar, inside that little worm, before it enters the cocoon, you would see that it already has proto-wings and proto-antenna? The future butterfly is already present within that caterpillar, just as it is with you and I. As usual, I will put the steps that I just went through down below in the show notes, and I'll be back with you in a couple of days. Thanks so much for joining me here today. If you want some help achieving your goals, you can grab the Success Bundle link down below, or head over to my website, KimKelleyThompson.com, where I have several free resources to help you. If you like what you've heard today, please consider hitting that subscribe button and join me throughout the week for episodes that will help you make your dreams your reality. I'll be back again soon with another edition of Shift or Get Off the Pot.